Commanding Officer for the South East. We've just spent 7 hours in an intensive training seminar. How do you think it went today?
I think it's been excellent. It's been informative, it's been well thought out, well crafted, well put together by leaders. Fantastic. Very enjoyed it.
And have you found what's been discussed today? Do you think that will be beneficial to you personally in organising your unit?
Absolutely. There's a lot of things I've learned today that I didn't know I can take away and put in practice in my unit. It's a big unit, so I can use this all around the area.
And pass the knowledge from today down to your activists, hopefully.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Ryan, so thank you for joining us today. You're the Deputy Commanding Officer for our Ulster Brigade, aren't you?
Yes, very great to be.
Brilliant, and it was great of you to join us. We've just had a very intense seminar, a training seminar. How do you think it went today?
I think it went marvellous. I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to stand with Britain first, and I'm going away a more successful officer, hopefully.
Super, and the topics that we discussed, I know a lot was covered. We've been here for some 7 hours, but do you think that will be beneficial in your role as Deputy Commanding Officer that you can take back to your unit?
Absolutely, every day is a learning day. No matter what walk of life you're in, you can always be better, and every day strives to be better.
Stan, thank you for joining us today. You're the Deputy Commanding Officer for the Midlands, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
And we've just had a 7-hour intense seminar of training. How do you think it went today?
I thought it was really good. I got a lot out of it, and just eager to get back and pass on what I've learned.
Brilliant, so you can take some of this knowledge and pass it on to your activists. Great, and how are things going in the Midlands?
They're going good. It's getting stronger as a unit. It'd be good to get more people coming on board, but that's something we'll work out and surely we'll get some more.
And that's something we've discussed today, isn't it? How to build on activities and grow the movement.
That's right.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for joining us,
That's
Dan.
all right, no worries.
Mandy, thank you for joining us today. You're the Commanding Officer for Kent, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
So we've just had an intense 7-hour seminar of training. How do you think that went?
I think it went very well. Learned a lot today, and hopefully take it back with me.
Perfect, yeah, because a lot of what we discussed today is how to grow the movement, individual units, and knowledge that we can take back and pass on to the activists. So do you think that's something that you're confident in doing now?
Yes, I do.
Peter, thanks for joining us today. You are Deputy Commanding Officer for Scotland, aren't you?
Yes.
So you've made the furthest journey today, so thank you very much for joining us. We've just had a 7-hour intensive seminar where we've gone through various training sessions. How do you think it went today?
It was very good to find out certain aspects of the movement and be moving forward.
Brilliant, and hopefully accumulated some knowledge we all have, hopefully, that we can pass on to each of our respective units and activists. Do you agree?
It's good to inform other people in the Scottish Brigade how you want to be moving on.
Perfect, especially as we have the meeting coming up, don't we, next week? We have a Scotland meeting scheduled where we're hoping to present a lot of our ideas, what our movement's about to the Scottish people. So is that something that you think will help build this movement?
I think it'll be a very good idea for Scotland to what's going to be happening in Cumbernauld. I think a lot of folks will make an effort to come along.
Brilliant. Well, it's been great seeing you today, and we'll see you next week at the meeting.
Okay, thanks very much.
Peter. Paul, thank you for joining us today. You're the Deputy Commanding Officer for our South East region, aren't you? So we've just sat through a 7-hour intense training seminar. How do you think today went?
Today was really good. It was very inclusive. So many topics were covered, and we actually got to meet other members, other commanding officers, other regional commanding officers, and we got to engage. We got feedback. We looked at our strengths, we looked at our weaknesses. So it was a very complex but comprehensive session.
Brilliant. And overall, I mean, I think we all learned something today, but overall, do you feel that the knowledge that you've acquired today, you can come back and somehow implement into building your own unit?
Yeah, I mean, I've just got ideas bursting. I think the knowledge that was passed down to us today, we can certainly benefit not just individual brigades, but Britain First as a whole.
Brilliant. Well, that's great, but it's really good to hear. I think today it went really well, and I'm looking forward to how we can push the movement forward.
Me too.
Thanks for coming, Paul.
Thank you.
So Paul, we've just reached the end of our training seminar. This is the first of these events that we have held. How do you think it went today?
It went brilliantly, and I've spoken to some of our commanding officers who are here. We got the cream of Britain First in one room for the first time since we launched 4 years ago, and we've told them that we are going to be expecting a lot more from them individually within their regions. But before we did that, we wanted to get them all in a room and to impart a lot of the knowledge and experience. We've got some guest people coming along who've given some presentations, etc. So today we've covered management, administration, finances, media training. We've dealt with left-wing infiltrators and tips and tricks and dark arts and all kinds of stuff. And we've been here for now over 7 hours. And this is the first type of training event that we've held, but we are going to be holding these every 3 months from now, because the more these guys know about the political dark arts and tradecraft, then the more successful Britain First will be. And we spoke to them about building teams, using their activists. So I'm hoping that when they go back now, they'll be really infused and do a really spectacular job as commanding officers, as the leaders of this movement in their regions.